Mic check, mic check. All right, here we go. Welcome back. Episode 19 of the City on the Couch podcast. I am here with the boys. Today we have Night Reginald.
Yeah.
All right, and we have Marcus.
The prodigal son has returned.
All right. You know what I'm saying? Got Night Reginald and Marcus. We don't have Quint or Malcolm. I think Quint's working, and Malcolm said he's shooting a video for a website that starts with an X and ends with hamsters. That's what I was told on the streets. So yeah, hope he.
Huh?
Wait, what?
Huh?
so man, yeah, I hope y'all said you're doing good, doing great. But we're here today, the boys. So how's everybody's weekend, all the good stuff?
Pretty good. Can't complain.
Honestly, I could be rich. I could have, a good ass female right next to me. Let me stop. Let me shut up.
Big booty bitch. Let me stop.
Golly.
You said it, not me. I read my mind.
I know these things,
Bro, so I mean, but the Tinder and the Hinge girls, what about them?
Hey, bro. One day, they all thirsty for you, and then the next day, they ask for Instagram, and then all of a sudden, it's just crickets. I don't know.
Nah, man, come on, yo.
we're
Look,
trying to get flown out.
we're gonna fly him out with invisible jet. We don't have.
The
I'll take it.
invisible boat will be. Oh wait, that can't fly.
I'm about to say.
It's gonna be. I don't know.
They can go under the. Never mind.
But under the sea, how they gonna get to us?
Under the sea.
Not a Little Mermaid, bro. Yo, y'all were in my stream the other day. Oh my gosh, I kid you not. I gave that Little Mermaid a good 10-minute rant, right? And all right, so what's the part of that world where she had that tidal wave come up, where she's leaning on the rock? Is that it?
Yeah.
All right, so boom. So this is how y'all know I hate this movie. I think this movie was just horrible. Now, is it the worst Disney live action movie to come out? No, I think that there's a few that are worse. But is this one? Ooh, Mulan? I know, right?
No, I said Lion King, but no,
Oh, well,
Mulan, right?
yeah,
that might be worse actually.
those two are up there for me. But this, hate it. I hate it. Hate is a strong word, but I hate it. And you know what's crazy is that once that movie came out, people's minds changed defending that movie. Nobody defended it the same, right? So boom, right? So I was streaming and I said, yo, dog, I'm gonna show y'all this scene from part of that world or whatever, right? So it's the scene where she's going onto the rocks, right? And if y'all ever pay so much attention to that scene, her hands are scraping across the rocks. She's cutting up her freaking hands going up the rocks. And that scene pisses me off so much because she can do 50 other different things to get on top of that rock. But it says she drags her hand across the rock. Now, I'm a kid, and I fell on the ground. I scraped my knees, my wrists, my elbows, whatever. I understand that if I rub my hands across some rocks, I'm gonna end up with a whole bunch of cuts. She just literally cut her hands up just to get that scene with the tidal wave, and that scene always will piss me off. So yeah, I'll share that with y'all. Just thought I'll share it.
I'll just have to wait and see.
Thanks
That's
for
on
sharing
Disney
with
Plus.
the class.
If I will be watching that, whatever comes out on Disney Plus.
Nah,
Just to
bruh,
see what the hell buzz about.
just trap out the bandwidth because it's easy as 1, 2, 3. That's all you gotta do. But yeah, I can't do it. It's not on Disney Plus yet.
I think it did a thing where it came out on digital first, VOD, VOD, whatever, and then put it on demand, and then it just. I think they're trying to make money off that first, and then they're gonna put it on the streaming service.
Cause I could have sworn that it came out before Guardians, right?
Either before or around the same time. But either way, I think it's around the same time.
If it's around the same time, it's kind of interesting because Spider-Verse just got to DVD yesterday, right? Or earlier this week. That got to Disney Plus earlier this week. So it's kind of interesting how it's not on there yet, but I mean, I guess it makes sense. Yeah, that's my rant about that movie. I don't really care for it. But yeah, so boom. If it's your first time listening, like, comment, subscribe. If it's on the YouTube side of things, if you're on the audio side of things, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere else these podcasts are available, make sure to rate this 5 stars. Trying to rise up the algorithm. We're trying to be the #1 podcast for animation and manga. It's a hard thing to do, especially because we are black. And TVH, honestly, I don't know how many black people that have this, but we trying to rise up the algorithm, all that stuff. So share with everybody, mom, dad, grandma, somebody famous in your family. And yeah, check us out. But, it's been a crazy news week. There was the Montgomery, Alabama brawl, people was getting chairs thrown at them. Aquaman came through, got up out the water and beat people up. Crazy week. What?
Said he was getting pieced up on great angles, might I add. 2 to 3 different camera angles on different videos, different raw videos.
There is
mad camera angles, bro. It's like a whole production.
There's so many videos. I don't even know. I don't know. I keep to see new videos, this new angles, And all that let me know is that when Bobby Shmurda threw his hat up in the air, that I guess throwing your hat up in the air for black people is really the freaking the bad signal. So
it was until King Bash ruined it.
Well, I was literally about to say that.
Oh
bro.
shoot, I forgot about that.
King Bash need to fucking just stay off the internet, bro. That shit was so disgusting to watch. I'm like, bro, it's not like it's not a decade ago, bro. Like, what are you doing? So fucking disgusting to watch, bro.
King Bash in 2023, it ain't happening.
Word.
Bro, he's trying to make a comeback.
No.
Bro, let King Bash make a comeback.
No, thank you.
Come on, he's in that one movie.
Sorry.
What's Basuda?
King Botch.
Bro, no, he's not. All right, maybe he is.
Maybe like back when Vine was still alive.
Come on, he had his time a while out.
Yep, and look at that. Let me stop.
Yeah, Wild Out's doing good. It's just not him.
Yep, he needs to stay over there. Far over there.
Dang. But with all that crazy stuff happening in the news, you know who was in the news? Cenat, right? So boom. For those of y'all who are living under a rock and just wasn't informed on the news this week, Kai told everybody on his stream, yo dog, I'm pulling up to New York. If y'all want a PS5, PCs, all this other good stuff, come through to 14th Street Union Square, right? And people pulled up. And by people, I mean thousands of people. And by thousands of people, I literally mean thousands of people pulled up to this event to see if Kai was going to give away these PS5s and PCs and all this other stuff. Now, a lot of stuff happened. Some people at AMP got arrested. With Agent, and Duke, right? And Kai, they all got arrested. Phantom didn't get arrested. He was still taxing people somehow. Kind of crazy.
That man just know how to move, bro. That's it. Bro.
Yeah.
Big niggas got
He just know how to move, bro.
So he was moving fine. He didn't get arrested. I think it was just those 3 that got arrested. What else happened? Oh, all right. So as well, too, a lot of people going crazy in the streets. You had girls twerking on top of street lights, people dancing on top of other people's cars, breaking the glass, stopping the subway, stopping traffic for hours. It was a lot of stuff happening. So we're gonna start with Marcus. Marcus, what are your thoughts on this?
All right. Look, obviously, what I'm a Cenat fan. I ain't gonna hide that. So, it's just like everybody said. What hasn't already been said, to be honest, this is poor planning. Probably should have, got a certain, I don't know if he had a permit or not, but whatever, went through the right alleyways to get that shit announced right. Yada yada yada. probably not the best idea to announce it like 2 days in advance or 3 days in advance, whatever. Like, so everybody can plan to be like, all right, we're gonna meet up in this area, yada. But I feel like it should have been like the day's notice, like just post it, like, all right, we're gonna be here for an hour. We're already here. If you show up, you show up. You're not, you're not. Then we're gonna do the giveaway, and then just boom, you out. Just quick, calm, collected, and you out of there. But it was, I don't know, there's a lot of crazy media stuff going on too. Like, I gotta remember, like Fox News out here, like called him Cenat. Like, who is Cenat? It says Kai. It doesn't say Ka. I that's why I didn't get it. This is a lot of weird stuff.
I know white people don't know people's names.
And it's also crazy to show like how many people don't know what Twitch is too. It's like, bro, they like the way they say Twitch, they be saying Twitch is like that's like another planet to them. They were like, what is Twitch? Like, I'm not sure. Like if you don't know what Twitch is, then you're not on your own. It's like, bro, like it's just weird. It's like, man, it's like Twitch is really a whole new like thing coming up that people really know about. I guess since we're younger, it's it's bigger to us and people, but it's like kind of weird how people just really don't know about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
But
this is being a lot of media coverage. Yeah, my bad.
That shit is crazy. Nah. I was about to say, you can talk about his response or just about the total, like, the actual meetup first?
We can get to, we'll do the meetup first and then his response. So, we'll do his meetup first and then everybody's response. Now, Reginald, your thoughts?
Biggest thing that I took away from it is that, like, it's just a shame that, like, he really didn't, not even just him, them as a whole didn't really understand the type of influence that they have. Like, I would have thought after DreamCon, they kind of like, if they didn't know already, I think they would have a pretty good idea, but I guess not. And the fact that they really like there's no way that they have, like, that they don't have somebody telling them, like, hey man, this, might not be a smart idea to just, do this, like, without, they definitely didn't have a permit or nothing like that. There's really no way in hell that they just didn't have that, because they didn't know, like, the police wouldn't have, like, just pulled up like that if he actually did, or there would have been a whole police presence to begin with if they really knew, if he had went through the proper channels and everything. So I think they just really went there and showed up, everything happened like the way it did, and here we are. So I just they need, I feel like, I want to say they do, but it shows that, like, they probably don't. Just have someone, like, a couple people, just, like, some older people, because they're all relatively young. Like, some older people just be like, hey man, like, probably not the best way to go about this.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Kai really thought that many people was going to show
There's no
up
way he
in
thought
general.
that, dude.
Like,
There's really no way you thought that, like, how many viewers you average, and, like, some of them, like, are not, that live in New York, that are not going to, like, pull up and be the most rowdiest, like, groups of people, like, possible. Like, bro, they was, like, you would think, like, they was rioting about some, like, police brutality shit, the way they was acting, bro. Like, all them shit, like, being on top of cars and shit like that. Like, that shit was ridiculous. Especially when you talk about giving away, like, PS5s.
Yeah, I don't know
like,
how he's leaving with that.
Like, some
I just don't.
PS5s or something. Like, that's just, it's
Part of me
insane
just
to me.
don't. I don't feel like I feel like, all right, there's probably like what 60% of people might have tried to been there to get something, but like the 40% of people, they just want to be outside, bro. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of them probably, like, there's probably a portion of them that weren't even, like, there for, like, the main reason. They just wanted to get rowdy and do something just because they wanted to. Like, it still goes back to the whole point that Kai put all that position to happen in the first place by putting out that post, be like, yo, come over here, meet up with us in Union Square. Like, he doesn't do that and just has it, like, goes through, like, a regular, like, meetup and giveaway. Like, you set up the proper way to do that. Like, it doesn't really happen like that. Sure, that maybe they get a little rowdy, but, like, not to the point where, like, they're flipping cars and, like, the police got to get called, like, people getting hurt and arrested, like, dude getting his face smashed in, like, by a cop in the back of a car, like that.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, the individuals sure are to blame in, like, each of those situations, but also, like, he allowed that, like, and them as a whole allowed that to happen by doing that whole thing on the spot like that in the first place. They don't do that, none of that happens.
I'm saying is if that's me getting my face smashed in like that, I'm suing the NYPD and they got it on camera. I'm getting I'm bringing my money. I'm like, thanks, Kai. We got this back.
That's true, but like, you know,
but that was a random pedestrian, right? Like he's just standing there.
Right. It looked like he was just walking away, and then they just
came out and
or the window. Like that shit is crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Like some random motherfucker got caught up because all that shit. So that's my thing. Just really, really stupid decision. And I'm just like, man, what are you doing? Like,
look, I'm not gonna lie.
Really
at the time I was talking about it because I was live on stream, he was saying like, "Oh, it's gonna be a meetup." The only thing I was thinking about safety concerns was like, this is any random person just pulling up and just like.
That's what I'm saying. How do you not think of that? Like, how do you not think of that?
I didn't think it was going to be a bad idea in terms of just how many people show up. I didn't think it was going to be like that either. Like, I didn't really think it was, like, I didn't know anybody could imagine it's going to be like that the way it was, bro. Like,
if I'm the most sub to channel on Twitch, like, if I got the record for that shit, like, I'm taking, like, precautions, like, I'm, like, sure, it might be arrogant to say, but, like I'm some type of star or something like that, because like, you might not think so, but then you underestimate it and don't think so, and then we get a situation like this. Like, take as much precaution as possible, because like you have that's how many thousands upon thousands. You know what I'm saying? Like, across I guess. Like both platforms, like YouTube and like this. So like you like somebody that big, you have to you literally can't just walk around like that. Especially like how he is and like kind of how his fans are. You know how they be like they're just a lot of like rowdy people, a lot of younger people, like younger rowdy people like that. Like not all of them bad, some of them just like, you know, just younger kids like that.
Say that word. Say it. Let me stop.
I already said it once, man.
I mean, majority of them were black.
I'm trying to keep it like a three N-word limit.
Nah, you're right.
Stream, bro. You
know. I agree. It's probably one of the things where it's like they're Kai and Phantom. Like people just saying Kai, but it's also Phantom too. Is both their like giveaway. They had a whole like graphic about.
And also all five of them were there, right? So that's what I'm saying. You got to take an account for each like all AMP being there. You have to take that into account too, not just his individual thing. Like Agent Duke, like each one has like, sure they're all fans of like AMP, but each one has their own individual thing. Like you can't just take it. You have to take into account all of that. That like that should have even been a bigger like red flag. Be like, yo, like all of us are going there. Like look at how DreamCon was. How many people was trying to get in line to go see all of them? Like more so AMP, even sometimes more so AMP. Like sometimes even RDC.
That was 22,000 at the DreamCon alone. They say Kai brought like 6,000 to 14th Street.
That's what I'm saying. Like, sure, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's no way you can't like. You have to be like, you have to go through like to make sure everything is secure and as safe as possible, bro. Like you can't just do like you're not like he's not so small to where you could just do that and just have like a few people come up. Like you're gonna have thousands of people.
I'm on the side of people that, I mean, I think a lot of people's been saying, but I don't think Kai really realizes how big he is. I think Kai,
that's the main point, and that's why all this shit happened.
He has what 5.6 million on Twitch, right? Like he has a couple million over there, a couple million on both of his channels, a couple million on Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter. He has millions of followers everywhere, right? So if you add it up, it's probably like close to what, like 20 mil or something, right? Probably a little bit more than that, or somewhere around there, give or take. So
that's more than a good amount of celebrities, bro.
Yeah, like that's really big. And Kai doesn't. I don't think he truly realizes that he can make waves, right? So if I just told y'all 24 hours in advance, hey, look, meet up here, 6,000 people showed up. Imagine if he would have told people on Monday to appear here on Saturday, how many people would have showed up? People that probably would have came across the nation or even across the world to just, hey, he's gonna be here, mom, dad, let's go here. Cause then it's like two birds with one stone. A lot of people could go to New York, they have been to New York, and you can also go meet Kai, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I was listening to Joe's podcast, and the one guy, he was completely wrong because he didn't know where Kai lives. Kai lives in Atlanta. He was like, Kai lives in LA. His man's told him. His man's lied. And he just didn't fact check himself. That nigga has lived in Atlanta for the past.
That's the thing, but people will talk about this and don't know anything about this man. Bro.
Yeah.
Cenat is a whole different person. I don't know who that is. It's like
at least you're gonna have an opinion on it. At least like do your research somewhat first.
That's what I'm saying.
the only thing that I agreed with his point was that Kai is from the Bronx. Most people that live outside of Manhattan don't really go to Manhattan. They only go to Manhattan if they really need to go to Manhattan. And I don't think Kai truly has been to like 14th Street, like Union Square like that. That shit is big, but that's just not big enough for thousands of people. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like if he was to say, yo, let's meet up somewhere that is enough for that many people, that would make sense. But I don't think Kai has been probably on that side of Manhattan in mad long since he's lived in Atlanta. And it seems like anytime he does come to New York, he's been to New York to hang out with A Boogie because they went to the strip club together. He went to go hang out with Uzi. But even when they went, like, that stuff seems controlled. Like when he went to go hang out with Uzi and they made the I Wanna Rock video, like that was controlled. The police was there. You know what I'm saying? It's like he probably should have learned, like, even from that. Even Uzi recognized. I don't know if y'all ever heard the story of how that music video came about, how so many people came about. Uzi recognized that Kai was big. So Kai had told Uzi to drop the Addy and tell everybody to meet up. And Uzi's like, no, you do it. And you see how many people are in that I Wanna Rock video. It's mad people in that video. But that's all because Kai just dropped it. So if other celebrities can realize how big you are, you should know how big you are. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's probably, I feel like it's a thing where it was like they from New York and they probably just was used, like they go up there and like they just probably used to like a certain way and they're like, oh, like, it's gonna be like easy, like we could just move out, whatever, like it's simple, like we from here, like we already know how it's gonna be. Probably thought they had that idea in their head, like all right,
it's gonna work.
End up being thought like, it was a safe space in there.
But how many of our
crazier than they call for, which is actually crazy because who's actually saying like, yo, meet me here, and this like amount of people's like pulling up, bro. Like, who's actually doing it?
But how many of our New York friends actually go to Manhattan though? Like, yeah,
a lot of people don't really like going there.
That's a crazy.
Go to like
going there to work or some shit.
They're like meet up with friends, whatever, getting food, whatever. But they going right back to their borough, whatever it is.
Yeah. Now, I will say, I have a story, right? I have a story. So, boom, right? So, the day before, I sent in the group chat, Marcus, are you going, right? And at that moment in time, I didn't plan on going to New York, but I wanted a hat. I really, really wanted a hat, right? And I didn't want to drag you around all Soho, Marcus. I didn't want to do that to you. Marcus, I did not want to do that to you. I was looking out for your and my own self-interest because I was like, dog, I don't want to drag Marcus around while I look for this hat. Long story less long, I didn't find this hat. Huh?
I'd have been just glad to get out the house, I guess.
Oh, that was my bad, bro. But look, I would have said, yo, Marcus, come along. But I was like, dog, I don't want to drag Marcus around all Soho trying to find this hat. I didn't find the hat.
I might be able to find something myself. So that's like the shopping joint,
bro. Yeah. So look, right? So because I was already in New York, and because I was like, well, I think that shit does start at 4. I went over there, right? Oh my gosh, bro. Oh,
are you actually with it?
Yeah.
He did say that he caught a part of it, like not all of it, but like the extended part of it. Look, like how far it was like stretching out to.
So check, right?
Bro.
So I was there, right? I was there. I'll admit it. I was there. And you know what? If I would have got a PS5, I would have sold it. I'm not gonna lie, but I was there, right? Oh my goodness. So let me tell both sides of this story, right? So boom, right? So there's 2 sides to this story. So the side of the story is that one, there was actually a lot of people who didn't know why the kids were there. I actually while I was walking around looking like a freaking doofus, there was actually a lot of people that was like, who is that? And I had to stop and turn around, like, it's this guy. I lied to some people. I was like, yo, it's this famous guy on TikTok. I told somebody else, yo, it's this famous guy on Facebook. I told someone, I was like, yo, this is, I told a few people the truth, but there was a lot of people who like really like question like who that was, right? I was like, yo, like, it's Kai, blah, blah, blah. So whatever, right? So, mind you, now I'm getting like real hot. It's sweaty and shit. It's helicopters flying all over. It's kids screaming and shit. I was like, all right, I think I'm gonna just continue on my way to Soho, right? I got another $2.75. So I walk towards the subway. The kids have the subway blocked off, so I can't get on the subway. So I'm like, guess I'll go back the way I came. So I'm turning around, and I was like, I guess I'll go to Dunkin' Donuts and get something to drink. I'm walking towards the Dunkin' Donuts, and all the kids just started bum rushing that way. And I was like, bruh, I'm not trying, like, I'm just trying to go home. I'm just trying to go on Soho. I can go to Soho now. Like, my phone is about to die. It's on 20%. I gotta make this last somehow. So, what happened next is I saw Phantom and what's his friend's name? Tylil, right?
Yeah.
So, because they were like, I saw like the part with the tags part. I saw that, but outside of that, like I didn't see anything. I didn't see Kai, Duke, I didn't see or Agent. I just saw Phantom, but that's because Phantom was wearing that bright ass green, right? So then I heard when the fireworks went off, and I was like, all right, what the fuck is that? But whatever. But bruh, I couldn't walk nowhere. Everywhere I walked, it was a whole bunch of them, right? So now I hop on the subway. I'm going to Soho because, like I said, I'm trying to find this paper and planes hat. So I go to Soho and I'm in Starbucks. So I really want something to drink. And that wave of kids somehow entered Soho. And you know that little guardrail thing? They were dragging the guardrail thing. And I was like, bruh, how did y'all go?
Nah, bruh.
Bruh, Soho to 14th Street is 2 stops on the subway. So they came 2 stops on the subway all the way to freaking Soho. I was like, dog, y'all are bugging. Like, what the fuck? So I was like, nah, dog, nah. This wasn't
that
it.
mob mentality, bro. Like, one person sees something, do something, everybody start cheering them on. Another person want to do something, everybody start cheering them on. Cycle. Like, everybody's like, oh, we unstoppable in this crowd, so we gonna do whatever we want.
Bro, they was really doing whatever they felt like. Cause
yeah, that's just so stupid.
But it
like,
was.
It's like.
What you say about that?
No, I was just saying, like, I ain't telling him to do all that, but it's just like, you know,
yeah,
like how.
See,
like it's just like so far away from where Kai is, and there's still stuff going on, like in the perimeter of like the outside of all this like crowd of people coming. It's like what is wrong with y'all, bro?
Like I didn't see the kids like doing all that other stuff, like stomping out the cars and stuff. I saw when the police came. Well, no, I saw one person get arrested. That was pretty crazy. I was like, what the heck? I FaceTimed my nephew, and he was like, yo, dog, like, where you at? And I showed him. I was like, nah, man, I wish I could have went. Like, damn, it was bad. Huh?
How tall is your nephew now?
He might be taller than Kai.
Okay, it might be alright, but it's like, yeah, I would have been like, you might be in danger that time. I don't know.
Bro, no, he would have. I don't know. Freaking.
But that is crazy. If anybody,
it was something.
That's if anybody would have died, it would be a whole different conversation.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like that could have happened. I'm just like, that's so crazy.
The crazy thing is, right? So once that all finished, and I was hungry too, so I went to Raising Cane's, right, which is in Times Square, and I hate going to Times Square. So while I'm in Times Square, I look up, and y'all know, like, it's a big screen in Times Square or whatever, bruh. Across that big screen was, what did it say? It did say it said social media influencer brought whole crowd to Union Square, and I was like, whoa, like that's kind of crazy. And I was like,
I look crazy on that Times Square,
bro. All you saw was hella people, and then while I'm in the line, mad people looked up, and they're like, oh shoot, y'all see that? I was like, damn. That's kind of crazy. I was waiting in my line for some Raising Cane's, but I was like, damn, that's kind of crazy. Then I got my Raising Cane's and went home, and my phone died on the train. I was upset.
That's a modern day superhero scenario right there. We saw super villain scenario. Which way you look at this, man?
Yeah, yo, it's like one of two things. Like, we in Gotham, so low-key, he might be the Joker for real. He might be the Joker for real. We need a Batman.
That shit is crazy. Like, that's what I'm saying. Jackson 5? I don't know. JP?
Nah, bro. Nah.
Another day. Another time for another day.
Definitely not for today. Definitely not for today.
But you know what, though? Once I was there, I could see why people would say that. I don't agree with it, but I could only see why because of how many people were there. But I just...
It's just like, who is that? Like, it's kind of crazy to really think about. Who else is actually bringing that many like in that one space like that, bro? Like, is Kanye going to like be able to do that? I don't like.
Yeah, Kanye could do it.
Might be able to do it.
I think
that's like I can't really think of no one else.
Kanye probably shut down a whole borough.
I think
multiple boroughs.
When it comes to like artists, I think the upper echelon artists could definitely do it. Like if Cardi B said, "Yo, dog, like I'm going to be in Manhattan," hella hoes gonna be in Manhattan. If Drake was like, "Yo, I'm gonna be here," hella niggas is gonna be there. Like I think it's the upper echelon type artist that could do that. Now, if you tell me Trippie Redd, like I think Kai can get more people than Trippie Redd to be there.
Trippie Redd ain't doing that.
Like
nobody's going that far.
I'd laugh. Like, yo, you want to go see Trippie Redd in New York? He's me doing a meetup. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, like nobody goes to go see Trippie Redd.
What?
If it's
Trippie Redd, I'm not wasting my
like
time.
100 people there at 200.
That's what I'm saying.
If it's like Lil Tecca, like who going out there to see Lil Tecca?
Right, that's gonna be like
the only
13 people, bro.
The only artist I could see doing that, but won't be as much numbers, is probably Ice Spice. But that's because she's just having a moment right now.
Yeah, I can see that.
Ice Spice did that like tomorrow. Then yeah, I can see that.
Like if Ice Spice is like, "Yo, dogs, like come out to whatever," people gonna pull up just because it's Ice Spice for one, and for two, everybody want to see if her butt big or not. Like, so you know what I'm saying? It's you win it either way. Shit, even for the most the deli shit, she had mad people out there. So
That's crazy.
I think AMP is big. They're bigger than a lot of like artists and celebrities right now, but I feel like they haven't transcended like that line yet to be like that in I guess a different category. Cause you know how like people don't call Drake like a rapper anymore, they just call him an artist because he does all his other stuff. The fact that instead of the fact that on what's it called, Fox 5 News, Channel 7, whatever, it calls him like a social media influencer, just saying like Kai Cenat or anything else. Like I don't think they've transcended that line yet of, hey, like we're bigger than social media. Like they're influencers, but I feel like they're kind of becoming bigger than that. Or social media influencers.
I don't even think social media influencers is the right word to even describe them.
Yeah,
really. Like
it's a generic term. That's all it really is. Like it's not like
you know what to call them.
That's what I'm saying. Like the regular media, like outside of like strictly online stuff, like the news, they're not at the point where they're going to say like, oh, YouTuber or Twitch streamer or TikToker or whatever the case may be, Instagram, whatever, you know. Like they're not at that point yet. Whenever they see somebody on, they're just gonna say social media influencer. I mean, like I guess it's technically right, but also just a very broad term.
So like are OnlyFans girls social media influencers?
Technically, yes. Technically, that's what I'm saying.
But I guess
now, if there's something like that, they wouldn't call them that unless they did stuff outside of OnlyFans that they're more known for, but happen to do an OnlyFans. Like you're talking about Iggy Azalea or something. Iggy Azalea happens to do OnlyFans, but what was she mostly known for? Like her failed hip hop career.
But I feel like, because you know how Kai this year, he didn't want to be known as a just chatting streamer, so that's why he started to play more games. I feel like they're trying to, I guess, transcend of that outside of just being known as just this. That's why Kai has been trying to do like a lot of different stuff. Just AMP in general though, like they've been just trying to do like different stuff so they could be known just outside of doing social media. Like no one is, I particularly, I guess already sees like social media influencers, but there are a lot of other things to me though. Like they do a lot of other stuff. You could consider them to be like actors. You know what I'm saying? Like they act in their YouTube videos. Like
they make short films and like shows and like they just made the Forbes 30 under 30, bro. Like they are way more than just like,
social media influencers.
Yeah, it's almost like, I don't know what you would call it. Like you can call them actors, but like if you're talking about the whole group, then I guess you still say that. But even still, it'll get to a point in the next couple of years where there'll be more than that.
I guess they're just like creators now.
Creators.
Yeah.
Because they do. I'm not gonna like. I guess I'll contradict myself, but they do influence stuff, but they're still creators. Like they still create stuff. Yeah, there's some people who don't like to be called streamers. They want to be called content creators. There's some people who don't like to be called content creators. They want to be called YouTubers. Like I just feel as if AMP is growing to be just that brand. Like Kai Cenat is a brand. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though he's still Kai at the end of the day, that's his brand. He's been on Complex. He's been everywhere for the most part. So that brand has now grown bigger than what it is.
Y'all say you A-list celebrity?
No, not yeah. Well, I don't know. A-list content creator.
I'd say he's a high C, low.
Yeah,
B
he's a high
celebrity.
C. Yeah,
like low B, like at the most right now, but I still say he's a very high C. Like,
are we talking strictly Kai?
Yeah, just strictly Kai.
Yeah, like high C, low B.
Like, and like I said, like Agent Duke and Phantom, like they're known, but they're not like
They're not Kai.
They're not Kai. Like, yeah, they're not Kai. Like they like Kai is a high C. Like Kai, like the next year or two could be like a high B, like celebrity, like soon. Like if he, as long as he don't do, depending on how this whole shit plays out with like that, like the charges and all that shit.
Depending on
how he goes from there,
how he plays out the rest of his social media life will depend a lot.
Yeah, that's depending Kai, in general how it plays out from here, he could be like a high B. Like
he has been in the news too much this year, too much, good and bad.
Yeah. I feel like Mark, like even though Mark like individually like from RDC is like he's that nigga's like met LeBron, like like
he was at the Rock Nation brunch.
That's what I'm saying. Like Mark, you could probably make an argument just like even like RDC as a whole, they like B-list like celebrities, like, like they have been in contact with a lot of very high people up like very high in the industry, like what I'm saying. Like you said, the Rock Nation brunch, like that, like not anybody just getting in that shit.
Yeah.
So as I'm saying, there's an argument that like even just you could say just Mark individually, but like them as a whole are like they're on a whole nother level. So yeah, and that's just now. Like there's still like a lot of like their really really big stuff they haven't even fully completed yet. Like just next couple of years they're gonna go even higher.
Even
it is insane to think about.
Even how people look at DreamCon, like. I think DreamCon is starting to be looked at not on the same level as AX or Anime NYC or any of those other cons, but it's like one of those, it's like a baby right now, while those are, in my opinion, like in their teenage adult lives of cons, but that baby is rapidly growing to be, in my opinion, one day probably bigger than those two, depending on how they do it, especially after this stuff. So like RDC is definitely growing, and that's why like I view AMP and Kai, that brand is definitely growing too. So like it's just growth. It's just growth.
That's what I'm saying. There was like some negatives about DreamCon, but the positives like vastly outweigh the negatives. So like the fact that they were able to do 22,000 people and have it be like overall a success, and then like especially making the jump from how it was last year to this year, like all they do is like just fix a few kinks in how they do stuff, and like they like DreamCon could be like something crazy, like every year like that. That's crazy. Like all their own thing. That's something like just off their brand and not like from anything else. Now they got like real sponsorships and shit like that. Like that's crazy.
Shout out to the tour contest we never got to see, even though
that's a fact, man. That's a fact. Shout out to that table that kept falling over every time when they was dancing in the middle.
Like I said, hit up my boy
Andrew
JJ.
Took it upon himself to fix that table and make sure it didn't fall no more. Shout out to Andrew.
I said I hit up my boy JJ. He would have had y'all right.
He probably would have too.
He would have had y'all right.
We probably saw him. He was Kenpachi, right?
Yeah.
I might have seen that Kenpachi. There was a lot of Soul Reapers there. A lot of Soul Reaper cosplays.
My boy would have had y'all right. Like y'all right to that contest. You guys saw the
charge. It was in that same place.
It was the same. It ended up being the same.
What to do with like the last hour?
Yeah, they did.
That's
apparently,
so sick,
apparently, Jeff from RDC was one of the judges. He was like guest appearance. He came, and then they was jerking on him. So like that's why Mark was making fun of him on Twitter, because that actually happened.
Man, we shouldn't have gone. We should have went there like just the last hour. We would have got the whole money's worth.
Thinking about it, but we
didn't know. We didn't know.
My boy would have got y'all right. He would have got y'all right.
Oh.
Shit, just that last hour would have got that whole money's worth of that damn trip.
That's what I'm saying. It is what it is. This is a funny RDC world clip. There's a lot of funny moments going on that we kind of noticed and kind of saw, especially the boxing match. Don't let me get started on that.
What was a boxing match? What was that?
They had a boxing match in the exhibit hall with the arc.
You know what? I saw a video
I
on
did
Twitter
see a clip
that.
of that. Oh my god! What? Yeah,
I swear I walked past there and there was like a crowd of people, and you just look and you see people
I
boxing.
think so
with
because it was
boxing
over
gloves.
like it was like across from where they was double dutching it.
Yeah, basically, I was like, bro, what's going on? All right.
He was just like, oh, it was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Like, thought they was dancing or something, bro. So like, I don't know what the hell was going on. Like,
Apparently, a bunch of the RDC family members over there watching it. Like, there's a
oh my
whole
god,
stream about it. They was talking about it. I was dying.
Jesus.
So, do y'all want to talk about what Kai said, or?
I didn't actually see the full thing. I saw
bit.
Agent's full thing.
So you know, then we'll go in like chronological order. So Agents was first, right?
I think so.
The
I don't think
agent,
Kai like streamed till like yesterday or the day before, right?
yeah. All Agent said was, "Yo, dog, my wrist hurts. That shit numb." The one guy was like, "Yo, dog, I get really good massages," and the guy was in the jail cell like, "Damn, this massage is good as fuck." While he's moaning. Agent,
Your own
nigga
kid
that lied
lied about
about
his age, taking the
oh
jail
yeah.
cell. Probably okay.
He's like, Chad, I ain't never seen glaze like this before in my life. That was funny.
Contest clues of who it was. It was definitely for Duke Dennis, bro.
I believe it too.
Duke, bro.
I could believe it. That's so crazy. He said he was willing to risk it all just to say you was in a cell with someone.
That was crazy.
Man gets sold the extra 12 hours because he lied about his age. He's 15 years old, saying he's an adult, bro.
Like he literally said that like everyone else that was underage their parents came and got them. This man like stay behind just to say he was there. That's so crazy. I would never.
That just goes to show, bro. Like
how big they are.
I feel like it's New York kids where it's like, bro, they just don't care.
They are different, bro. They just
New Yorkers in general
really just different.
New York people aren't really like they a little on edge and like kind of like off kilter, just a little bit.
You should have came to New Jersey to do it, yo.
You said what?
They should have came to New Jersey and did it.
He's apparently supposed to do a Six Flags stream one day. We're gonna see.
Oh my god!
Hell no.
GG's.
GG to all them rides.
Yeah,
them rides are gonna be back tomorrow.
But I feel like he would have did the Six Flags stream if that stream would have went according to plan.
It sounded like it was coming next, like real soon.
If that goes according to plan, then yeah, that stream goes perfect.
Thank God. Mister.
But so what? So Agent said that. Then Phantom was like, "Yo, dog, they lied about everything. We had the stuff in the car." And then he showed the picture of the car. Let everybody know there's stuff in there. So he said that. Phantom didn't really even say a lot either, though. Phantom just was like, they had it. But that's
I've been watching Phantom, so.
Oh, for real? I didn't even know Phantom said anything.
I didn't know he was streaming until like today. I think I saw like a clip on like recommended.
Oh damn! I've been seeing everybody in chronological order, and I don't know where Duke is still. I'm trying to watch Duke's video.
Nah, Duke's probably gonna be kind of funny. I ain't gonna
But Phantom, that's all Phantom really said. He said that like the people in DR had him on the news and stuff, and people like DR stuff was hitting him up saying like, "Yo, you good?" Blah blah blah. His mom was like, "Are you good?" All this other stuff. So that's really it. Agent and Phantom really didn't say a lot. I think Kai, for the most part, said the most. But, Marcus, you started off with Kai.
I feel like, yeah, he kind of had to say the most because all the media focuses on him. Like, it's not like people was worrying about Agent or Duke or like anybody else, Phantom, really like that.
Mm-hmm.
Since Kai's the biggest, he got all the heat towards him. So, but I feel like he just wanted to address his fans. He kind of said some things where it's like, some people, I watch like, Asmon Gold sometimes. I watch like his reaction to things sometimes just to like get the other side of it.
Oh, like Asmon Gold made a reaction?
Yeah, he has a couple reactions to these, like a lot of different Kai Cenat videos this week or this past week. But yeah, his chat is kind of, a little nasty, but
Who Asmon Gold?
Yeah, it's Chaz. It's just probably has a demographic of like older white dudes, so they probably don't like the
Yeah,
guy or like don't mess with him.
niggas that been
They
playing
like
World of
look like
Warcraft since freaking Windows
yeah,
came out.
exactly, bro. So you already know, there might be a little, have a little racial tension going on, but
Come on.
It's true.
at least Asmund Gold himself is like favorite things. He's pretty, he's a funny dude. But but yeah, he was saying like, oh, Kai like should have probably never said he was disappointed at anybody because then it could kind of get rutted back to like it was his fault that he was he was disappointed in him.
Yeah, that's what
Like
I
it
was
kind of
saying.
like he was just
My
saying like,
bad.
oh, just don't say sorry, and now you good. He's saying like just don't say sorry. Like he's like, damn, now I feel kind of worried because like he's kind of said like this or that. I don't know, we'll just have to see. But it was an apology where I can get why he just wanted to speak to his fans, say like he's all right, like he's good, like it's not gonna be anything crazy going on in the future, but you never know. Like how New York don't play, especially in YPD when people get hurt on their side. they offer blue, even if it's something like where people might think it's not that big a deal. But
Might need to watch that Asmund video. Cause,
yes.
it kind of sounds
Like,
similar to what I was saying then. Like he's there's some things that he probably should have said, there's some things he probably just shouldn't have said.
yeah, like he's like all he did is say like I'm disappointed that whoever was being destructive. He basically said like, oh, like Fox News, like it's very weird that y'all are, or like not Fox News, but it's like news people, like news networks are like putting up to his mom's house and trying to like get news from him.
Yeah,
Stuff like that.
That's crazy.
and that's where I was like, all right, it's fine that he said that, but he shouldn't have then immediately after said, but my mom doesn't live in New York. Like, dog, just stop it there. Just stop it there. Like, you don't gotta say your mom doesn't live in New York. Just stop it right there.
I wouldn't have said that either, but I guess it's like he wanted to make a point to where it's like to even get to her, you had to get all the way out the way and find her. Like,
yeah,
like you would have to do some deep digging to understand or find where his parents are.
and that's
or
why
his mom.
I was like, when he said that, I was like, dog, like, look, stop right there. Don't say nothing else. But then he kept talking. I was like, bro, all right, man, never mind.
He said, he doesn't condone all that, but went on. He didn't expect all that to even happen. Like he in no way or form expected all that to go down. Never expected anybody to do anything crazy. He said a prayer on stream, so that's good.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's what you gotta do. That's what George Bush did. He said a prayer too.
I can see why. Like, I'm not saying like it was the smartest idea to go live and talk about it, but I could see why he would want to, like, just to address his fan base.
Yeah,
he's the type of person that starts. It's like how like people, it'd be like big people like Markiplier or like I guess Kai or like other people will be like, oh, like if I'm not streaming, I feel like it's like an age where it's like I feel like I'm not doing anything, where it's like I have to like kind of have like that mentality where it's like I have to do this, I have to stream, I have to go live, or else like they feel like they're like not doing their job basically. I think he's one of those where it's like he just wanted to address that junk. Like he didn't want to leave his fan base, I guess, like waiting in the wings, but yeah, it is what it is. Whether it's good or bad, who knows? We'll find out when the court dates go through or whatever. So I don't know.
Bro, he was freaking dropping the court dates. Yeah, I got a court date August 13th. Like, my nigga, just shut up. Just shut up.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, AJ probably at the best, bro. He just gave, other than those like funny stories that didn't affect nothing.
He's just real
like,
vague.
Man, I can't say nothing.
Yeah.
Just vague stuff. Can't say nothing. Kai fucking putting his whole schedule out for like the next all his court dates, bro. I'm like, what are you doing?
That's why, like,
that's the thing Asmund says. He's actually a good thing that the Kai said his court date. To be honest, and it's like,
oh, why he say that?
I guess he would get like support from people. But I don't know. Maybe it's like
I see that.
He would have found out regardless anyway. It would have came out like anyways, like as it was approaching. But like, bro, it just happened. Like, why are you putting that out there already?
Yeah, I like. It's so interesting, right? Well, now you what's your thoughts on it?
Well, only on the agent's response, I thought like he probably went about that probably the smartest way. I didn't all the way see Kai, but based on the way I'll talk about it, yeah, he should have. He shouldn't have talked for as long as he did. Like, say, like enough, and then just be out. But like, sounds like he just went on too long, longer than he needed to. just address the things that need to be addressed. Obviously, the thing about his mom, like that's obviously got to address that. Be like, yo, chill out, leave her alone, type thing. But then, like, that should have been it.
Yeah, once he said she don't live in New York, I was like, dog, you don't gotta say all that.
Like, bro, like, didn't need to do that. That's perfectly fine.
My thing on the Kai things or his responses, I don't know who on Kai's team is like giving him advice on things he should do and what he shouldn't do, but whoever is really bad. If I'm being completely honest, because this is like I said in the group chat, this is the second time this has happened where an incident will happen with Kai and then he'll immediately go alive like within the next couple of days. Granted, this time they all went live, like Agent went first, then Phantom, and then Kai. But I think, yeah, like it's good that Kai, you know, went live and just spoke to his fans. But I feel like he should have just spoke to his fans like, yo, dog, you know, we were supposed to go out there and have fun, but all this other stuff wasn't supposed to happen. And I think once he started to internalize the problem by saying like, y'all messed up or whatever, like throughout the video that he was saying, it kind of sounded like however somebody could flip it, it sounded just weird on his end, even though he meant it in like good ways of like, y'all wasn't supposed to go out there and do that. Like, we were supposed to just go out there and have fun and just do the giveaway, blah blah blah, and people just go and flip it. But now somebody could be like, oh well, but you wanted them to go out there, you know what I'm saying? But I think I think he just should went just live and just said, yo, dog, like, I'll be back. I'm going to take a short break. Or even on the small scales, make a YouTube video. Say, I'll be back. And that's it. I barely remember what that nigga said, to be honest. I was watching that shit on my break. But
it's to say, like, who knows, like, if the long run is even going to matter. Like, who knows? But because we're not going to be in the court with him. So, like,
yeah.
If they were gonna use that, like, who knows? Like,
shit, you know what they are gonna use that video that's been going viral of how they already knew that shit was gonna get fucked up.
Yeah, but you know, that's just how like people talk. They be like, oh yeah, this gonna be a movie, this or that. Like, bro, it's like, cause it's gonna be cool. Like, oh, it's gonna be a good amount of people coming up. That's fine, but you don't expect like a whole like angry mob of people.
That shit gonna be on that Drewski meme. What do you mean by that?
Like, I don't know. Other goes like, yeah, he ended up getting a whole different movie than he thought, I think. So it ended up being World War Z and Project. That was fun. But it's, I don't know. Who knows if all this is even gonna be like such a big deal? Then maybe you only get like if you either way, if he gets if he gets like what, a couple months or a year in jail, people gonna be mad. If people get like, if he gets off and just gets a fine, people gonna be mad. So it's like, this is just what it's hot right now.
But
hot topic.
I think all right, it's gonna sound messed up. I think the only reason why he probably should get in trouble is because you gotta be like the first one, so this can't happen again. You know what I'm saying? Like, if something ever happens again, then that's New York's fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, so let's just say, because internet's forever. Let's just say, hypothetically speaking, someone comes through and they do the same exact thing Kai did because they saw Kai do it and they're like, okay, I want to replicate that. Now, if Kai just gets off scot-free and he has to pay no fines or whatever, what would stop the next person from doing that? You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's the only reason why I think he probably should get in trouble, is because we can't have this happen again. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like, and this is just two extremes, right? This is just two extremes. It's almost like TSA, right? Like, TSA was only made because of 9/11. If 9/11 never happens, we don't get TSA. So if Kai doesn't get in trouble, then somebody else can go and do it. You know? Like, what would stop somebody else who just as big as Kai, if not bigger, say, hey, everybody meet up here. I'm not going to tell NYPD. I'm not going to tell these people anything. Because, bruh, what they said, 600 police officers had to go and stop these kids. They had to go get all the police basically in that area to go and stop them. Like that's a lot of, like, man, I'm gonna sound crazy, but that's probably a lot of people's like tax dollars that had to go and stop 6,000 plus people. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only reason why I think he probably should get in trouble. But I also don't think he should go to jail.
It's also so because it's like, oh, like obviously he didn't want that to happen. It's like, what if it was just a lot of people that showed up, but it was actually ended up being like calm and like actually like a good.
Oh, if it was calm, I don't think they would care.
And if it was like, yeah, so it's like, but this is like you got to blame the people that was actually just breaking stuff and wrecking
you do.
So
but it's like
it's a very like
it's like the Travis Scott thing.
I don't know. Yeah,
it's like they wanted to blame Travis Scott, and I don't remember if Travis Scott had to pay any fines or anything, but they try to put the blame on Travis Scott. But
I don't know what he had. I can't remember if he had
but with Travis,
it's a different setting because it's like a concert and it's like,
all right, but see, I guess so. If we're comparing the two, then that would fall more on the security for Travis thing because there wasn't a lot of people there. Versus with Kai, he didn't tell anybody.
It was the venue. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Was people in the venue for that? Because people actually died in that shit.
So yeah. So I would blame the venue more than I would blame Travis. And then for this, I guess
people were really trying to blame Travis, but it's like that is kind of hard. It's basically like people just want somebody to be responsible for this basically, and it's like you're the only one that we could point to, so we want you to get in trouble for it. Basically, it's kind of like I don't know, but it's like instead of it's like it's just a unfortunate situation, like this just happened. It's like damn, like it is what it is. But I don't know. It's a slippery slope.
That's the only reason why, like I think he probably just should get in trouble, just because what would stop somebody? What would stop the other kid from doing it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like,
someone
I think
with worse morals.
I wouldn't be surprised if he got fines or whatever.
Yeah, he definitely like jail time. Yeah, like stuff like that. Like that's understandable, but
jail time is
that's OD. That's OD.
Because you literally like, bro, like I was saying when we were talking about in the Xbox parties, like you could literally have the video cameras, you could see the people's faces, who's been
bugging out. Yeah, go find them. Don't
go find them. You got HD on camera.
Go find them. Because he shouldn't go to prison because of somebody else, or he shouldn't. He literally said that wasn't his intentions. Like he just wanted to go out there and just give people stuff. Also, too, y'all celebrities is retarded, and I hate to use that word, but y'all are dumb. Cause all those celebrities that went out there and said, "Yo, man, he wants to go do a good thing. He wants to go like, bruh, like y'all gonna do it then." Cause Offset, freaking Annalie Choppa wanted to bring race into it. Y'all gonna do it then. If he was doing such a good thing, y'all gonna do it. Y'all just mad that y'all can't garner 6,000 people to show up for y'all, but y'all gonna do it. Like, dog, yeah, he was trying to do a thing, but shit happens. Like, dog, they trying to protect the city.
Mm-hmm.
This can't be like freaking The Dark Knight where shit just blowing up. Y'all gonna do it. They just want shit to keep blowing up, bruh. And then people was on top of like their apartments looking at the shit like they was confused, like what the fuck was happening. So yeah, Offset and NLE, y'all go do it then. Since y'all say, oh my god, NYPD is messed up for the things they doing, y'all go do it then. Go to New York, tell people in New York that you having a giveaway, and watch 5 people show up.
That's low key. Like, I wonder if he like did that in New Jersey, it probably would not have been that bad. But there's so many people.
No, definitely not.
Like it's just like it's kind of hard to do, especially when it's such a heavily populated city, bro. It's hard to do that, bro. Like
you gotta go to
it could have been a lot worse with people like getting trampled or like stepped on, like I don't know, stomped out. Who knows? But I think that's just because it was New York.
Yeah, it's just
like New Jersey or like wherever.
Would have been perfectly fine if he would have went to freaking New Brunswick. He would have been okay.
Oh shit! Like I'll go. I feel like we could be fine. But
yeah, I would have had no problem actually going to that. I wouldn't have been that worried.
Where could he have gone in New Jersey?
Newark.
Nah, bro.
Could not go. Newark. Oh, I think they couldn't go. Oh, okay. I was saying Newark. That shit might have been that. Then that shit would have been just as much like that, bro.
That would have been
less people, but like they make up for it. Like, you know what I'm saying? That might have been just as bad.
Now, if he would have did a Six Flags stream, I would have went only because I have a season pass.
That whole park was shut down.
I would have just laughed at the Six Flags employees trying to control them kids.
Yeah, no, that's I wouldn't wish that on them. Like that'd be so
Probably
sad.
be for the Dream Con scene where it was like a lot of people around him, like there.
But think about it, they're outside too. Like that's where they're outside.
It'll probably be a little. I feel like it would be a little better just because if it was like it's Six Flags, bro. Like you got to pay to get in. I don't know. I feel like it would have been better.
That is true. You do have to pay to get in. That is true.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you think these kids got money? It only costs $375 or $275 to go on the subway, and these kids don't drive.
I mean, the SQC and Kai did have a stream at was it?
Well, you know what? Then that's really interesting, right? So, all right, hold on. Now we have to look at this, right? If SQC and Kai both went to Universal, then why wasn't the crowd as big? I think
it's based on the people. I think it's just type of people. So the New Yorkers.
Oh, I never thought about that because even if you look at,
might not be as big down there too. You never know.
If you look at his Japan stream too, people wasn't pulling up, and Kai told people he's going to Japan. So it might just be New York. We might have to just cut New York off.
That's what I'm saying. I said the New Yorkers, bro. They different. Like even Marcus said it. Like them New Yorkers different, bro. Like New Jersey, like I said, New Jersey wouldn't have been as bad. Florida, that wouldn't have been as bad. You might have had like some people like kind of rowdy, but not to that magnitude. Like that wouldn't happen.
That's really interesting. I didn't think about that. I forgot all about that XQC stream with him. And XQC is him too. But XQC don't leave the house though.
Yeah. It wasn't like a day in advance thing. It was like, oh, today we're going.
All right, that's true.
I don't know.
But no, I think he kind of did.
I don't remember actually. Maybe, I don't remember.
I think he did tell people that him and XQC were supposed to be going to Universal. And I remember him constantly like saying on his stream, "Hey, we're going to Universal. Just wait for XQC to pull up." But I don't think he had that big of an announcement like how he had for this one. This one he was promoting like it was an album dropping.
He posted on all his socials.
Yeah, he put it everywhere. He put that shit up like
stream. I don't know if he did the IRL stream like that where he's like, all right, we're going to this place right now today.
No, because that was during his subathon, so I think he did.
You might be right. Yeah, I can't remember. Damn,
that's crazy. That was months ago. Yeah. Tell you, Kai been in the news for a lot of stuff this year. Really interesting guy. But you know what I'm saying? Prayers to all parties involved. Kai, you know what I'm saying? We love and support you, and yeah, hope you're doing good. And if you ever come to New Jersey, you know you can always come hang out with us. You can come sit on the podcast if you like. We would talk to you. I think we're not doing it for clickbait. I think if we ever got Kai on here, I don't think I would name it like something with Kai's name in it. Saying, oh, like Ceiling Couch Podcast with Kai. I just keep that shit low key. I wouldn't want that type of exposure like that. I would want it to grow organically.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Maybe he promotes it, then that's another thing.
That's another thing, yeah. But I would probably tell him just don't promote that shit. I would treat that shit like how Drake did Bobby's interview. You know what I'm saying? I'll just release it in clips. And I just wouldn't put the name in it. I'd just be like, yo, this random podcast over here. But why do people hate that Bobby girl?
I honestly didn't know she was a thing until that I seen them Drake.
That's that white girl, right?
Yeah.
People saying she's an industry plant.
Then she explained her story of how she got to where she is. It literally took just $600.
Hey, I respect it.
She had $300. What is it? All right, so this is the real story. Then we can go on to the next topic. So, all right, so she had $300. She said to one of her TikTok followers that they can get her in contact with somebody famous. They give her $300. She'll give them $300, right? So then they got her in contact with somebody famous. So she gave them $300. Did that interview or whatever. I don't know what interview it is. I can care less, right? So then she said, all right. She kind of tried it again. She said, I'll give another person $300. Y'all can give me another interview. So then that's how she got the interview with Funny Marco, right? So then Drake liked that Funny Marco interview so much that he followed her on Instagram. So then what Bobby did was she DM'd Drake, and then that's how that Drake interview came through. Then the rest is history.
Damn.
So you know what I'm saying? She's not a little industry plant. She played the game. She played the game. She just played it better than all the people hating on her. But yeah. Yo, if we get Bobby on here, bro, who would y'all want to have on here as like guest?
Joe Rogan. JK.
You said Joe Budden?
No, Joe Rogan.
I'm just kidding. I don't need to see that man, bro.
I don't need to see either of them on here.
I'm just kidding. It'd be cool to have like I don't even know if I would even like somebody. It would be like, say if it was like, I'm trying to think who's actually mad talkative or like mad energetic.
Chris Move on here. Give me.
Oh yeah, Chris Move.
We talked to the 2K. We saw iPod King Carter at DreamCon. He's a cool.
That's who. We have iPod on here. At least we met him. So wouldn't be total strangers.
Pretty funny.
Who else could we get?
He came to the line. It's like Malcolm was like, "Yo, iPod," and then he came. He looked. He was like, "First of all, I was about to say, why is Phantom in line?"
That is like the funniest interaction I've ever seen in my life. Like as they're dabbing each other up too, like, "Yo, Phantom." He's like, "Yo, I was about to say, Phantom, why you standing in line?" I was like, "Oh, that's crazy."
That is crazy.
That was fucking hilarious, man. Oh man, good times.
So our goal is iPod King Carter.
Get Playboy Cardi on here, bro. Let me stop.
Did we get him?
Jesus Christ!
Alright, this be a random.
What if we get Iggy Azalea first though?
I remember when you was throwing your ass back at MSG like a year ago.
I was to say your ass is big as hell, dude.
I say, bro, shit moving like the ocean.
White pants. Saw you at MSG the halftime show, man.
Word. I didn't understand a word you were saying, but I was following the fucking waves on your ass.
I used to actually listen to her. That's crazy.
Bro, she had good music.
She wasn't terrible
ago.
for a while. Like I don't know what happened. Then she just started
Grand Hustle alumni. Shout out to you.
Just started,
you know what's crazy?
No random sounds. I don't know what happened.
Is that all right? So this is how I know Marcus and I have been friends for so long, right? Because I remember when we were in Miss McAndrews' class years and years ago. He was like, "Yo, dog, they got this one artist named Travis Scott, but like he not on there no more or whatever."
Oh my god!
So I was talking to this kid in Discord the other day when Utopia came out. He's like, "Yo, man, I've been a Travis fan for so long." So I was like, "Who was Travis Scott signed to original like years ago?" He's like, "I don't know." I was like, "Oh, he was signed to T.I. and Grand Hustle." He's like, "He was?" I was like, "Yeah, dog." You ain't know that?
It's kind of crazy. I don't know if it was Grand Hustle or if it was like the other label T.I. I think he had like another label called something else. I can't remember though.
It might have, I guess, before he changed it to Grand Hustle.
Yeah. It's like it was something, but that is crazy though. He was definitely part of like T.I.'s label at first, and then I guess he left.
Yeah, I'm a little.
And that's when he spelled his name with he spelled the S's in his names with dollar sign.
Yeah, that's how I got introduced to him.
I could vaguely remember that too. Like just vaguely remember the dollar signs.
He was like, he sucked. Let me stop.
He's making boop boop noises.
Right, like he was using that auto tune like he was back then. That's crazy.
That shit was funny. That kid was something. He was upset that I knew more about Travis than him, and I listen to Travis like that. But once I told him that he was with Grand Hustle or T.I. in the past, he was like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah, bruh. Like, get your weight up."
like the Yu-Gi-Oh, like noise people make when they like get blasted by a damn Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon or some shit.
Kaiba when he lost.
I'm dead.
All right, so what was nice? Oh, that One Piece Gear 5 episode. Yo, I lost my train of thought. All right, yeah, so boom. So if y'all don't know, if nobody knows that's listening to this, One Piece the Gear 5 episode has finally come out. Chapter dropped like 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. I'm not the chapter, the chapter dropped a year ago.
It's around like last month, a year ago.
I don't know. Nairi, you explain it. Hold on while I get a phone call.
Oh, what am I explaining?
Just explain it.
What Gear 5 is?
Episode.
So the episode?
Yeah.
My thoughts? Yeah. Oh, my thoughts?
Yeah.
It was animation-wise, it was probably one of the craziest things I've ever seen in any anime ever. Like, as an episode-wise, I still say the first Roof Piece episode was probably better. Like, with like Luffy's Red Rock on Kaido. I still think that episode's probably like
that shit was hard.
That's probably like top 5 all-time anime episodes to ever be created. If I'm being 100% honest, like that episode is insane. Quality-wise, directing, pacing, like voice acting, music, all that shit is just at absolute 10. I don't know. I don't even know if like the next episode will do that. And that next episode is supposed to be insane, like on paper. And even that preview makes it look fucking crazy. But no, it was perfect. Like they nailed like what it was in the manga, and even to a higher extent than what Oda did in the manga. So, like I said, like the director, like I kind of that director, he kind of like known for like kind of doing like a little too much flashbacks, reusing scenes over, and that happened like twice in the episode. So I was like, other than that, like it was kind of fine. Thought the Looney Tunes noises was perfect. Like they kind of nailed exactly what happened in the manga, and like even the way they explained it, it kind of makes I mean, maybe it was the way Crunchyroll translated the subs. But, like there was one line where I thought could have been translated differently, but like other than that, it was kind of cool when they were talking about what the other name for the gum fruit is called. So it's like they said like another name for what it was called, and instead it kind of should have said what the true name of the gum fruit is. Like there actually is no record of a gum fruit in the first place, and that this shit don't exist, or as of right now, it don't exist. So yeah, other than that, that's like a little thing though. So that's not even really that big, but like yeah, other than that,
Yeah,
it was,
as a deadbeat One Piece fan, you know, I had to check in on my, but see how the anime's going. But you know, I had to check in my yearly episode of, at least new episodes wise. But nah, bro, I had to check it out. See, the animation was pretty good. It was a very, very interesting choice. Shout out Pain and Naruto fight.
crazy. Nah. You and them niggas on Twitter, bro. It's crazy. Can't stand y'all. Let me stop. Continue.
But you know, had some rinky-dink sound effects going when Luffy was swinging that man caught. But you know,
hell yeah,
very funny nonetheless. So I guess it's not supposed to be anything like, you know, like dark or shit. Where it's like I just thought of this thing where it's like Luffy's out here doing whatever he pleases. It's like they see his man bends anything to his will, and his will is very like joyful and playful at this moment. Just start playing around and like see what I can do, like that type shit. So
pretty much,
cool,
pretty much
cool.
Do whatever he wants within reason, some reason.
Yeah, basically, the man is bending reality as we speak into a cartoon instead of bending himself.
Shit. That's not like you some sick bastard. Let me stop. So the craziest thing, I think it'll happen.
Kind of a stretch, if you ask me.
You need to go to jail. I think it's the next episode where he like does something like insane. That I was reading, I was like, is this nigga really doing that to him right now? That's crazy. There's a couple things I think all happen in the next episode, if I remember right. I have to go back and look, but these like from here through like episode like 1076 is gonna be like an insane stretch for like the whole series, like anime. Like, that's just gonna be insane.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
Especially the end of Wano, like the last little bits of what happened. That's just kind of crazy.
I don't know how I feel. I like this episode. That was straight. Trying to like find the right way to say it. I can kind of understand why some people were upset about the scene only being like 6 minutes long, but the other scene with old girl was like long as heck. But to be fair,
I'm on the opposite side of that.
I was about to say, I also think that a lot of people, this is their first time checking into One Piece in a while, so they don't really see it the same way like you and I may see it or something. They just view it as, oh, like, why is this one scene taking mad long or whatever, right?
That's a huge story point right there.
Yeah,
it's so like what even Gear 5 is about in the first place. But
so that's why,
especially what the beginning of the arc is, and they don't like understand it. But yeah,
I sit on the side of this should have been a two-parter, because I don't think you truly get the full Gear 5 experience until that next episode. Like, this episode was leaning more into what happened or what's been happening for what the last like 2 to 3 episodes, especially in the beginning, because obviously Luffy, you know, spoiler, but he quote unquote dies. So all right, that happened like 2 episodes ago, basically. The stuff with old girl that happens like 2-3 episodes ago. So they're just finishing that, and then you go to Gear 5. Whereas I think they should have like finish that part, go to Gear 5, and then and the second part episode, which would be what 1072. That should have that would have been like that just full Gear 5 episode. So now like people only got what 5 minutes of the funny goofy stuff, but now you'll get a full 22 minutes of the funny goofy stuff.
Yeah, that was just the intro to what it can do. What it can. What it actually can do. Like,
but I do like what they did in this. Like you said, versus like how Oda did it. Especially I like the Kent and I were talking about it. I think you all was there when Luffy had lifted up the ground and shot Kaido shit back. I thought that was kind of hard. I'm not gonna lie, I thought that was tough.
No, that was crazy.
That was tough. Like, cause
that's that dude who did the a lot of the like Naruto and Sasuke versus Momoshiki.
Oh, thing. For real?
Yeah, that dude. Like people were wondering if like that dude would ever show up on like. If you ever seen like a lot, if you look up his name, you see he does like mad crazy like hand-to-hand fights, and just in general, his animation is like just like something that like you don't ever really see common. Like his shit is just like a spectacle to behold, and like you saw how crazy that shit was what he was doing. It's like that shit was insane.
Like my favorite part of that episode, I said on Twitter, was around that 18-minute mark where it's spelling out Gear 5 just with GAR 5. And it's just going through the different moments that Luffy has had to overcome something, and whether it's him transforming or whether it's him beating somebody, whatever case may be, it's him going through all those different transformations and then ending with 5 and him transforming to Gear 5. Because I was wondering the whole time, because that manga panel to me is probably like one of my favorite manga panels in One Piece. That Gear 5 panel where it's him laughing, holding his stomach, and the Gear 5 are under it. And I was like, bro, they're going to fumble if they don't put this in here. If they don't have this one scene in here, they're going to fumble. And I'm glad that they put that scene in there because they didn't fumble. You know, they did it really good. They did it justice. And like I said on Twitter, that shit gave me like a genuine smile on my face. Cause I was like, dang, like, it's kind of cool to see. It's really cool to see. Granted, I don't think this is that big as Super Saiyan, but this is really cool to see. This is really cool to see. Because
one thing I like that my bad, cut you off. One thing I did like that sorry, go, please.
Hold on, I was just gonna say like it's just I just been wanting to see this shit for however long. I just want to see how it's been animated, but no, you good.
I just wanted to say that like one thing that the episode showed that like Oda didn't really show in there, that man split the sky with his own haki.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
And it technically happened in the manga, he just didn't show it. Or he didn't make emphasis of it enough because it was cloudy when he died. Then when he woke up, the moon was out. And it was like, I mean, it was like really cloudy to the point that where like that shit didn't just move. Like he had to have done something, like him awakening had to have done something to like clear the moon up for that shot where he's like in the sky as Nika, like against the moon. Like, so that man really did split the sky with his own haki. Like that's actually crazy to think about. Like that, and yeah, that was probably like my favorite scene when he was waking up and he was like, "This is my peak," and then he like his haki went up into the sky and cleared the clouds. That shit was insane. I like that. It's actually something that's in there and he just didn't emphasize it enough. It actually kind of lends like what will happen later on with like you know who at the very end. It kind of is like the same thing.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? If you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically kind of the same thing. So he can do some shit like that. So that's crazy to see.
That was a good that was an introduction. I'm just excited for 1072 because
he was saying 1074 and 1076 is supposed to be like insane.
Nah, that one guy on Twitter, I don't know if he was real or not, but gave like the breakdown of like how each episode or whatever. He said one of them was like a 6 out of 10, 9 out of 10, whatever. But I think they said the next episode is just straight Sakuga. Like I could see
that preview looked ridiculous, bro. Like,
I don't watch no previews.
I see that. I watch the previews because you know it's whatever. But
all I wanted to hear was that ending song because it's the first ending song they've had in 17 years.
Yeah, that shit's really good too.
That shit is good.
That shit is really good. Like genuinely a good ending. Like I wouldn't skip that. Like I wouldn't just hit next. Like that's actually really good.
So Marcus, will this get you back into watching One Piece?
You haven't finished Demon Slayer yet? Let me stop.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. No, but I would have like I've always wanted to get back into One Piece. I just don't know if this will be the time. This is the episode that will make to it right now. But I've always wanted.
I think it's the time.
I'm on like outside looking in type stuff where it's like,
oh, like me and Boruto.
Oh yeah, I'm always. That's what I'm saying, bro. As soon as the time skip, I've always been there, bro. Always been here, bro.
Time skip is here, bro. Starts in 2 weeks.
Exactly, bro. I'm in there, bro. Like,
oh Jesus.
But
no, I say now is the time because it's like it's the end game now. Like we really getting in the end game now.
Yeah, like honestly, all I gotta do is, I think I can't just remember what arc I was at. I think either
Sean Punk Hazard.
I can't remember. Is it the Punk Hazard or Dress Rose? I definitely I've seen the Dress Rose arc. It's kind of crazy. It's like one of the things where it's like I skipped the arc and then went back to that and was watching that with Andrew. Stop.
Just watch from Dress Rose.
Just watch One Piece.
No, don't do that.
One Piece.
One Piece is trash.
No, bro, just watch One Piece.
They cut out anything that's slightly original to the anime. They cut
that shit right out.
So think about it. All of majority of 1015 does not exist if you watch One Piece, because they're like, if Oda ain't do it, it ain't in there.
That's like when Luffy punched Kaido when they first met in Wano.
That's what I'm saying.
That shit is cut all the way up.
That's what I'm saying, and that shit is mad good. I like that. I like that better, that they fought there like that, and then led up to how they fight later on Onigashima. It informs that shit even more. That he didn't just get absolutely one punch. Like, it's at least like he was able to struggle for a little bit until like Kaido really got serious and then like just ended him. Like, I like that more than like just him pulling up fully in Gear 4, and then it makes his scaling to how fast he like got stronger over the course of the prison on the roof, and then here we are right now. It makes more sense. It just makes it more believable. So that's actually a really good fight, like when they're fighting in the town. So
it's a good fight.
You know, them Oda Angels.
Nah, bro, One Piece. Just watch One Piece to catch up.
Don't do it.
Just like read the manga just to like.
Oh, I mean, reading the manga is faster. Yeah.
That's what I wanted to do.
You can read the manga and then watch the clips back if you want, because like there are some episodes that like put their manga chapters to shame.
Yeah, like all of Wano.
Respectfully, like most of Wano puts like the manga to shame.
Yeah,
keeping it 100. Like the Wano anime, like is like, I think Kaido's a completely different nigga in like the anime compared to the manga.
The anime kind of normalizes it, makes you kind of like think he might not all be that bad. Like he's bad. Don't get me wrong.
He's bad, but like,
he kind of has some reason.
I can't deny his logic.
Yeah, like he's kind of like, oh, you know what? He kind of does make sense. Yeah,
I understand it. And there's even so much to him we don't like fully know. Like
even the stuff with King, you sit there, you watch it, you're like, you know what?
That episode was so much better. That's so much better than like what was in the manga. Like the episode, like I really felt like their bond, like him and King's bond, exactly like Luffy and Zoro's bond. It's literally a mirror of the same thing. Like I really felt that. Whereas in the manga, like I kind of see it, but like the anime made me feel it more. Like there's a lot of moments with that in just general. Like even like when fucking Yamato and Kaido like clashed with each other on the roof. Like that episode, like that very end of the episode, that scene was crazy. That shit was way better than the fucking manga. Like that shit was insane. And Yamato in general is better than the anime than the manga.
I mean, I don't really care for her either or, but yeah, I do like her in this one a little bit more.
And she's just way more like, it's way more enjoyable.
Yeah.
As I'm saying, Wano, and I'd say you could read the manga up to like, and you can read through Whole Cake. I'd say you can watch some clips back from Whole Cake, but except for some certain episodes, but you could probably read it from like through Dressrosa to when they first get like through the end of Whole Cake Island, and then I say just watch the Wano anime. There's only like a couple filler episodes in the Wano anime. It's like I want to say like
it's like maybe 10. I'm about to say it's not like that many.
10, maybe even like just 5. Because I remember there's like 3 or 4 episodes where like actual fillers, and then there's like those film red episodes that are technically canon. So I'd say probably watch those.
Now the real question is, did the One Piece anime break the internet, or did people just turn off their Wi-Fi?
the app stopped working.
Oh, that
bro.
episode.
Like we both wouldn't like. It probably worked for some people, but like the app did stop working. Like
I don't know if it broke the internet, but it broke that.
Yeah. I hate it. I hate that side of the fandom that they really tried to set up their own series. Like, why would you do that? Like, don't just say that, bro. Like, let the shit happen. Like, why'd you try to set up your own series? That's why, like, they just look at some One Piece fans like they're fucking like stupid. I'm just like, bro, like, because they be setting up their own fucking series like that, like it did break the app for a little bit. Like that's an undisputable fact. Like, sure, turn off your Wi-Fi, I guess, but like use your data or some shit. Huh? What you say?
Crunchyroll?
Yeah, like the Crunchyroll app did stop working. Okay. Like that is 100% a fact for like.
Oh yeah, that definitely it was broke.
Yeah, like yeah, that is an undisputable fact. Like, and it was trending everywhere. They niggas was renting out theaters and like the different locations to watch that shit. So like, so this is the same thing for Ultra Instinct, but like this is like pretty big level. So like I seen like there's mad different like watch party events in different countries and different places all over the world. So it was like trending really.
You saw the
really
Puerto Rico ad?
Yeah,
that Puerto Rico shit was hard.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Should have went over there. That's what I'm saying. Like it was an event. Like it really was an event. Like they like the fans really went hard. Like, you know, like I hate the internet side. Like them specific accounts that set up like that break the internet shit. More iconic than Super Saiyan shit. Like Jesus Christ. Like I hate them niggas so much. To think I was in a group chat with half of them niggas too. I'm sick to my stomach.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess One Piece, you know, technically speaking, broke the internet, you know,
or break it, or just like take over the internet.
I mean, well, it's been taking over the internet for the past X amount of months because people been hyping up this Gear 5 episode.
Yeah, I mean, even the anime as a whole, like this stretch, like just this year, the like banger episodes that come out this year is like crazy.
But so my comparison now is, I guess, to Ultra Instinct, right? So nobody knew that Ultra Instinct was coming for the most part, unless you looked at the sneak peeks and saw the episode names. Sorry, I was stretching. You saw the episode names. I remember Geekdom used to do the videos on them when they were coming out saying, "Yo, episode blah 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 blah," like Goku transformation. So yeah. The hype for Ultra Instinct was, in my opinion, I don't think it was as high because people weren't really expecting it, versus the hype for this was higher because we were expecting it. So I feel like this one may have broken a little bit more, in my opinion, only because it just, like you said, it took over the internet.
Yeah,
you couldn't go nowhere for a while without hearing about, yo, this episode is coming out in this amount of months. Yo, this episode coming out in this amount of months. Well, Ultra Instinct is like, oh shit, you were surprised by it.
Yeah, I mean, they were doing like literal countdowns, like how many accounts doing countdowns to when that was happening.
Yeah,
and even the manga chapter was on the news, bro. Like when that came out, or even just like that first chapter with the cliffhanger that said Joy Boy has returned, and then into the next chapter, like when it actually was revealed. Like that was like 2 weeks, like were insane. Like being a One Piece fan on Twitter, that shit was wild.
So I would put, in terms, I guess, of breaking the internet or doing damage or whatever, however the case may be, I have it pretty high. I think I might have it higher than that Boruto episode, the Demon Slayer episode, and the AOT episode. Only because like you knew what was coming. But the Boruto episode might be interchangeable with it, only because people were expecting the episode too. I didn't watch it, but you know what I'm saying? It sounded kind of hype. I probably won't watch it.
Which one?
The one where Kurama got smoked. No, not that one. Where Naruto and Kurama fused to become one for one last time.
Oh, Burying Mode.
Yeah. I didn't know it was called Burying Mode. I just thought it was like, you know, just some nerd shit.
That's what it's called, Burying Mode.
Oh, all right. Well, yeah, Burying Mode. That nerd shit. Anyway. So yeah, that's our One Piece Gear 5 recap.
Kishimoto right there.
Hell nah. My friend met Kishimoto whenever he was in Comic-Con. That's crazy, bro. Kishimoto was in Comic-Con and not that many people went. Why nobody went?
I didn't even know he was supposed to be there. How long ago was this?
This was this 8 years ago. And that's how I know anime Twitter wasn't that big at that time, because nobody talked about it at all.
Yeah,
nobody talked about it.
That was like 3 years ago. That'd be a pretty big event.
Bro, when Isayama was in New York, people went crazy for like 2 seconds, and then they didn't care.
That's what I'm saying. Don't let Oda come to the States.
Bro, don't. Oda came to the States to be different.
Like that, like how Isayama and like
Bro,
Yukimura did.
I think right now,
that man like ancient.
Who, Oda?
Like 40 something.
Nah, Oda in his 50s.
Oh, he's 50s. Oh, see.
Let me see.
Even still, he's not like not that old.
I don't know. I think he was old.
It's not like
Oda 48. Never mind.
I see. I thought so. I didn't think he was 50 yet. But like,
bro, if you think about it, Oda has been working on One Piece for 20 years. So he's been working on it since he's like 28, right? 28, 21 or whatever, right? All right, 28, 21.
25 years, because it came out in 90, like literally the year that I was born.
So like he's been working on it since
after y'all.
Since what? Since he was like 23?
What?
If I'm good at math?
Yeah, no, that's right.
Yeah, 23? Bruh, that's crazy, right? So he's been working on since he was 23, right? He got married in 2004. I need to understand how that marriage went. Like, did One Piece go on break in 04? Did they just stop for a second? Or did he marry his wife and immediately just go back to working on One Piece?
They just signed papers and kept it pushing.
I kind of want to see. Let's see. One Piece.
Probably Google that
2004.
Like how long, that had to be like the longest break the series ever had when that happened. Like, there's no way.
Bro, they were in Skypiea? No way.
That's crazy. That 04 was the only Skypiea.
Nah. All right, so boom. Oh, all right. You know what? This is actually gonna make sense. Okay, so in 03 was the manga. He got married in 04, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, it makes so much sense. It makes so much sense. The reason why Long Island or land is because that's when Oda got married.
No wonder. That makes perfect sense.
And then once he was done piping down his wife, he said, "You know what? I'm gonna drop that water 7, because that's what he gave his wife. That wet."
Hey yo!
All right, folks, and that's where we sign off.
Come on, bro. Come on. He went from Long Land to the freaking worst arc I've ever watched or read, and dropped water 7. Come on, bro. Come on. That means that I ain't gonna disrespect Oda, and I'm not gonna disrespect his wife. That's great peoples right there. But you gotta admit, it's correlations there. You know what I'm saying? You know how Drake went and dropped Take Care because he was heartbroken? That's what Oda did by dropping Water 7 in Annie's lobby.
Then what is Marineford?
Marineford, does Oda have kids?
Before he impaled and went down on.
Yo, see. Yo, he got that break from freaking Shonen Jump and said, "Look, hold my beer," and put that shit.
Night.
Nah, come on, bro. Come on. Does Oda have kids?
I think he has a daughter.
No way, for real.
Pretty sure he has a daughter.
Does Oda have kids?
I'm like 99% sure he has a daughter.
He has 2 daughters.
Too.
All right. So what chapter came out of 06? Hold on, Marcus, you might be on to something. Hold on, Marcus, you might be on to something. All right, 2006. One Piece. Let's see. Marcus might be on something. All right. Hold on. Real life timeline of One Piece. Okay, we said she was born in 06, right? Damn, I can't find this. All right, hold on. I'm gonna find this. Reginald, talk about something real quick.
God is good all the time.
So is Lil Tay really dead? Like, no,
she's not. I forgot about that. No, she's not dead.
That's disgusting.
Dog, they already made you know that fucking meme of like all the like people in heaven that passed away recently, like freaking, or not even recently.
Don't tell me they yanked her out of heaven.
No, bro. They put her in. You know, it'd be like that meme of like, it's like Harambe, Steve Irwin, Michael Clark Duncan.
Mural of the memes.
Yes, like Muhammad Ali, all them, bro. They already made one of her. Like, they added her in. They're like all up at the top where the gates are, welcoming her, bro. Like, I was like, y'all going to hell, bro. But now it don't matter because he's alive. Now it's funny.
Okay, so in 06, they were finishing Annie's Lobby. That's post Annie's Lobby, right? But then his second child was born in 09. And you know what manga chapter came out in 09? Or what arc?
To impel down.
Yup. So Marcus is on to something. Marcus is on to something. Yup.
World's greatest detective, right?
You know what I'm saying? Come on.
All right, bad nigga.
All right, come on, man. You gotta get Marcus's props. You gotta
Travis
get
Scott. We stuck.
what we got?
Travis Scott ass Batman.
I think the last 2 things you guys talk about is Red Dead. Quick thoughts. How y'all feel about that?
Being remastered on the Switch and
on the Switch and the
Rockstar on some shit again.
Money hungry. Let me stop.
They Take Two, Rockstar. They on some bull. Bro.
Yeah, I don't think anybody asked for that.
You're not trying to pay no $50 for a port that's like locked at 30 FPS and probably runs like crap on Nintendo Switch.
Nah, you get on the PS4.
I can plug in my 360 and run my modded Undead Nightmare right now. What I need to pay for the remaster.
You can have the Series X or Series S. You can have a way better game that runs at 60 FPS and have a Game of the Year edition with all the $29 or something like that. I saw.
Yeah, but just think about it. Like, you can play it on the PS4 Pro though.
Does PS4 have that 4K 60 FPS?
I don't know what the PS4 Pro does.
Xbox One X enhanced shit. I don't know what that shit is.
The PS4 Pro, mate. I don't know.
I don't know if they got it. I think apparently right now though, I think the Xbox Series or whichever one you got is probably the best way to play that game now. At the moment.
The Series X?
Yeah, like Series S or X. I think.
But yeah, that's what they have. So no one's copying it, right?
There's no reason for that. There's no reason for that thing to be $50 on the Switch. That's just unless it had like everything and the Series X one has the online still. This Xbox one still has the online. I just
play my modded Undead Nightmare, bro. I'll be straight.
Either way, like PC and Xbox is probably still the best way to play that game at least. I don't know about the other. I can't say nothing about the other ones that being $50, but matter of fact, I can look at the Microsoft store right now and see how much that costs.
I'd be feeling so bad because I'd be trying to ride and die for the Switch, but I think it's time to let it go. I think it's time to move on to another console.
All right, so you can you buy this? I guess I can't check the price right now, but
well,
all I'm saying is I'm not paying no $50 for that port, bro. Don't do it.
If anybody does that, they're stupid.
Yeah, it's not. And then they try to justify it. The Take Two CEO or somebody say like he said something crazy. I'll look it up now. He said, Red Dead Redemption.
Each with the guns from Red Dead Redemption.
Let's see. He said, Take Two CEO says Red Dead Redemption port pricing is commercially, quote unquote.
Is what?
Said is what?
It says commercially accurate.
$50.
My ass.
Fans are saying it was too high, and he says the price is just right.
Should be 30, like shit, $24.99.
How old is this game again?
That's what I'm saying, bro. We were all still in school.
I was say we was in middle school or
bro, we was in 8th grade.
That's just crazy.
I remember because my dad picked me up late for school.
That's crazy.
He said he was gonna pick me up and he's playing Red Dead. I remember that shit vividly. I remember that shit.
Crazy.
I was like, yo, Dad, where you at? He's like, I got you, son. I was like, bro, where you at? He picked me up. I'm like, bro, what you doing? He's like, I was on that Red Dead. I was like, bro, what the heck? I just want to go home.
He chose his priorities.
Bro, I started to walk home at that point.
You don't know the story, bro. It's fucking Red Dead. Fucking making me late. My dad don't care about me no more.
Right? I was like, no.
That could have been a real villain origin story right there.
Bro, it could have. I would have freaking hopped out, like, yo, no, fuck games. I'm not playing games no more. Dad doesn't love you the same. He's gonna play Red Dead all day. Fuck Rockstar. I was sick. Like, bro, just pick me up. Then, oh man, I'll never forget when we had a freshman orientation walking around the high school. I was like, I called my dad. Like, you gonna pick me up? He's like, yeah, I got you. Picks me up. Like 30 minutes later, after that shit ended, and I'm halfway home. I'm like, bro, what you doing? Yo, man, I was on that Modern Warfare 2. Like, bro, just pick me up. So,
I was out here enjoying the golden age of games, I guess.
Nah,
really
bro. He just had to pick me up. That's it. He just had to pick me up. He gotta enjoy it. It's only but a 5-minute drive. I don't know what he was doing. Just, leave the house, get me real quick. You could pause the game. By the time a game would have loaded in Modern Warfare 2 back in that day, he would have picked me up, been back at home. There was no freaking kick for being time or inactive or whatever. He got just stayed in the lobby, just sat in the corner. He would have been fine.
That's mad for me.
So yeah, you know what I'm saying? About those games. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, if you buy that, yeah, you are just dumb.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
You'll just be dumb if you
look elsewhere. That. Look elsewhere.
That's a fact, bro. Or just do what everybody else does. Just emulate it. Simple.
That is true.
Just emulate it. Mad people have that game emulated. So,
Sure.
is there anything else on my notes? All right, real quick, Marcus. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie review. Thoughts, opinions?
Very charming, great animation. People say it's compared to Spider-Verse, it's a little different, a little rougher around the edges. Great soundtrack.
Facts. That soundtrack was good.
Let's see. Pretty cohesive story. Wasn't it was pretty good pacing from what I remember. Nothing really dragged around it. The voice acting was very good. Ice Cube was very good in his role. He got a lot of dams. Got a lot of dams in there, a lot of hells in there. I was surprised. Like, he actually allowed this for a Nickelodeon movie. This man cursing up a story. I was like, wow, I'm surprised. Yo. Like, he did a good job.
How you feel about Jackie Chan in it?
I felt he was pretty funny. I know people had a problem with it because that's not really the same origin Master Splinter like from the OG was made, whatever.
I kind of like that origin.
Like the new one or the old one?
The new one.
But yeah, I don't really mind that
because it kind of makes sense. Like, how is the original origin?
So he's actually like a trained martial artist and like a trained martial artist, I think, and he just, since he happens to see the turtles in the ooze, it's like a thing where it's like, since the ooze touches you, and if you're the next person to touch something that has touched the ooze, you turn into the reverse of the other thing that's being affected by it. It's kind of weird. So since the karate master or martial arts master, whatever, touched the turtles that was in the ooze, the turtles changed to humanoid form. The master turned into a rat. So it's basically he turned into an animal because the turtles were originally animals, and the turtles turned into humans because the human was just happened to touch them, whatever.
I like this way better.
It's kind of complicated. Yeah,
I like this one.
I just
better.
remember from the damn the live action one where he was just a pet. His master, he started imitating his master, and then he just kind of started doing that shit.
That was from
that was the most simple one I always believed.
I think the OG counts as the way I just said it. That was the OG.
The way they did it in this was good. Spoiler alert. But how they did it in this was he was just dog, I'm just gonna teach y'all whatever I see on the kung fu movies. I like that. Did they learn?
I'm a big TMNT 2003 fan. I was a fan of that series when it was out. So it was he was basically a rat that happened to be a pet, but just happened to copy his master in training. So he knew kung fu just because he was a pet in a dojo type thing, and he had seen his the he would basically call his master or whatever. So I guess he got killed by Shredder.
Yeah, Shredder was the one that killed him.
Shredder, yeah, he killed his
That's
master.
How they became arch enemies.
And then he happened to get affected by the ooze, I guess, and
yeah, he saw them. He saw the turtles in the subway, and they got touched by the ooze, and then he got touched by the ooze, and that's how he got bigger.
And he got bigger. He knew karate. He basically knew martial arts already, and was like, "I'm gonna teach them."
But he was already doing the thing, the kung fu moves, or just being a regular sized rat. Then touching the ooze, he just became a super rat.
So how do you feel about Well, oh my bad.
Oh, no, that's all good. The 2003 series, it was kind of funny because it just shows doing karate kicks and the stuff in the game. She was like, "How is this happening?" But nobody questioned it back then. It's just like a whatever. It's a kid show. Like it's cool, but I don't know. It's very I like it. It's fun.
My two questions were all right. So how do you feel about the Mr. Beast cameo?
I forgot he was even in there.
Bro,
I did see a clip on Twitter and I was like, God, that was him. What did he say again?
was it when Shredder when Master Splinter had dropped the thing? He's like, yo, get this to my boys or whatever. I guess that was him.
That was him.
The Times Square dude.
That's funny.
That's such a small, insignificant role that the freaking internet went crazy about. They made it seem like he got some role.
I thought it was just a regular NPC dude. I don't know.
It basically was.
I died.
It's like freaking dying in games. And then, what was the other role? How you feel about that April?
I didn't. I like her. I like the voice act. I like the voice actress did a great job. But like I just didn't like how they had her throwing up all over the place.
Bro, yeah, she was called what? April Throw Up or April.
It's called her puke girl.
Yeah,
it's called her puke girl because she had like done like a
the news started throwing up everywhere.
Yeah, she tried to do a school announcements one day and she ended up throwing up like. That's the way they did it. It was like it's kind of like I was like I don't really like how they do her, bro. They did her kind of dirty.
She had stage fright, so was throwing up.
Yeah, she threw up.
Yeah,
because
she had like social like anxiety for like speaking, I guess, like public speaking.
It was I feel like it was like not stereotypical, but I guess kind of stereotypical of like how cartoons for us or whatever. It'd be like that one weird kid that just throws up all the time, or like they'll be fat, just throw up all the time. It's like that was like her.
Yeah, basically. I didn't like how they did it again, where it's like, all right, she like fear, and then she did a little bit.
Did she caught that shit?
Yeah, I was like, why did they do her dirty like that? Bro? They could just like show her like off, like just like go behind the desk or something, like go up in like a trash can or something, and then like, all right, but they had to show her do it again. I was like, nah, they did her dirty a little bit. But other than that. That was like really. That was legit only like little pet peeve about that movie. It was like they kind of did her dirty. But I liked your character though.
I like her character too. I feel like when they first showed her off, I was really skeptical about her. But I like the voice actress, the girl that voices her, because I like her in The Bear. She's really good in The Bear, and she was in one episode of Abbott Elementary. So she's just a really good actress overall. But no, she did her thing in this. I like all the kids or all the boys that played the turtles though. I will say they all really good, and
they're all very fun.
There one scene where they were all just saying random shit. I think Seth Rogen had asked them like just to kind of go off script, so they just went off script and just started saying whatever. I like that scene a lot.
That scene was funny.
Oh.
What scene you talking about too? Just saying like we outside.
Yeah. Like
that was mad funny.
That shit was funny. Like I like that. It was good though. It was good. I don't know if you see more of the TikToks or whatever, or the little short stuff they have with Ice Cube in though. They make Ice Cube sound hella old. But they had one where the kids like, all right, so we know what touch grass means. So they had Ice Cube, yo, do you know what touch grass means? Ice Cube was like, that's where like, you just throw somebody in the grass. They touching some grass, right? And they started dying. They're like, no, that's not what it means. It means like go outside. And then the other one was like Riz, and Ice Cube was like, yeah, I know what that means. I was like, when you slap somebody in the back of the neck, and it's like, no, what?
What the hell?
So man, they make Ice Cube sound hella old, bruh. Hella old.
That's one thing though. When I first seen Ice Cube was gonna be that man, I was like, I don't know if I could take this movie serious. But Ice Cube was like doing like that, but nah, he did. Too.
You know what that made me realize though? Ice Cube is a really good actor, yo. He's a really good actor.
He's always been indoctrinated in the Hollywood ways, well, actor ways.
But I feel like he don't get the same respect though.
Yeah, I mean,
probably
not just because like it probably needs to be in like more dramas or whatever. But I don't know if he wants to even do that really. Like I don't even know if he wants to even
see him
be like a really like serious drama type movie.
He's like I was watching it. I was like, wow, he's playing this insect role really really good. You know, what was it? The one scene that I think about often though with Ice Cube is 22 Jump Street, where he's dating his daughter, where Jonah Hill's dating the daughter. That has me dead. Cause he's like hyping. I was like, yo man, I met this girl the other day. She looked really good, and like he said, like he had sex with her and all this other stuff. That turned out to be Ice Cube's daughter. That has me dead. Yeah, shout out to Ice Cube. Ice Cube said he wants to be on the podcast. Maybe Ice Cube can be on our podcast. Talk about the big three. You know? What's his son's name? Isn't his son
O'Shea Jackson Jr.?
Yeah, didn't he say how we got, what was that? Oh, he said how y'all got the ass slapping competition on ESPN after big three.
Yeah, they do be doing a big three kind of dirty.
But they got girls slapping each other's asses on ESPN. Shit's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, he's really right. I mean, the big three still doing numbers right now. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Changing out here, changing commentary teams, changing shows around, like firing people.
To be fair, I'm kind of glad about that Malika Andrews one because Greeny was annoying as shit. I ain't gonna hold you.
I like Greeny, bro.
Fuck Greeny. What was that shit he said? Something about like, what was that shit? The weather or some shit like that. He said some bullshit, bro. What was that really like pissed me off? I can't remember what it was. It was something like some imaginary shit. What'd he say? What?
Oh, he said,
you know, I know you know what I'm talking about. I can't remember exactly what it was.
Like affect something
yeah,
like
so it's some bullshit with the climate, bro. I'm just like, they indoors. Like, shut your
I can't remember who was playing.
I can't remember either. I want to say it has something to do with the Knicks, but I don't think so.
Yeah, he's saying like the way that like because the Knicks plays like shot so poorly, it's like they probably got affected by the hot weather in Miami recently.
I was like, shut your stupid ass.
Or was it the Miami Heat got affected because they were playing in the colder weather?
It was something. It was something like that. I want to say it was the Knicks Heat series too. It was some stupid shit like that. I'm just like, I don't know. He'd be mad annoying. He's not really like a basketball guy. Like, I'd rather listen to Max. I'd rather listen to Max than anything.
All right, I don't know about that, but let me start. Now he's not more of an analyst. He's just he's more of a comedic kind of dude. Where it's like he's more, he's probably more football and like oriented.
Yeah,
when it comes to like stuff. But I thought he's alright. It's because I know him mostly because of New York radio sports. Like, because I remember him, he's had his own show and shit. It is what it is.
Well, it is what it is. You know, actually, now that I talk about ESPN real quick, I thought about what Mark Jackson got fired too, right?
Yep. Yes.
I'm actually kind of surprised that it took this long after he said what he said about Savannah, respectfully.
Bro, he didn't mean it like that. Just sounds crazy because of the timing. And people took that whole meme out of context. Well, took the whole situation out of context and turned it into a meme, I should say.
Hey man, look.
Actually, mad funny.
That meme is funny.
That is funny, bro.
That meme is funny.
There was a rumor that he got an offer to call play-by-play for porn.
Well, he should take that. But then isn't he like isn't he a Jesus guy too though?
Yeah, he's like a pastor.
Never mind, he's not getting that job.
I'm saying like
it's over for him. Not getting that one.
He might get a coaching job again one day.
Who knows?
Yeah, okay. When he's sprinkling incense in the locker room, praying to God, hell no. They ain't letting that happen.
People don't want to give him his credit for Golden State's come up.
Oh, I do. I completely give him that credit.
They try to put that religious stuff in there, like, bro, it's just whatever, bro.
Like Steve Kerr was the one that took them to the next level, but he got them started. He got the foundation.
Instead of the old coaching, so I'm saying he could probably do a lot for rebuilding teams.
Probably do a better job than Tibbs.
I feel like that would be a good thing too. But you know,
it probably would be. But like, I feel like people don't want to.
So you're gonna let him live his past down. Like they gonna bring that stuff to light, and it's gonna be mad annoying. Like for media.
Yeah. So that
probably what's up to light.
Probably won't happen.
Just like past dramas, apparently, like I think people have an issue with like the stuff he was doing in like locker room. It was like a story where it was like a story where he had brought Steph Curry to his church or whatever, or like a sermon. prayed over his ankle because Steph Curry was injured.
That's what I'm saying,
like,
bro. That's
and then saying like you are basically healed right now, like you can start dancing and jumping on your ankle right now. Oh, man, but it's like it's stories. I don't know how true they are, but
that's that.
I don't know.
It's exactly like that clip
Like
of that black woman trying to pray her son's ADHD away.
Yeah, but it's
Shit
stuff
was
like that. And
ridiculous.
apparently he wasn't good with like front offices either, like relationships wise.
I can see
I
that.
don't know.
Yeah.
So apparently, like people think he blacklisted from the NBA because of that. Like people teams start telling like to stay away from Mark Jackson basically. Like, he got that baggage on him. I just think in New York it'll be too much. Like it would just be too much stuff.
Don't let Malika Andrews cover it, bro, because she'd be all over black men's failure.
It's probably. I feel like I'm missing something else. That's what I mean.
Bro, I'm watching the Pokemon stream, right?
Mm-hmm.
This guy, I hope this guy wins this game. He has anime tattoos from the freaking palm of his hand all the way up. Both arms, right? So, hold on. Sorry, I had to call. Yeah, both arms, right? So, as I'm watching this, I hope he wins because he also has the off-white ones on. He's playing this one guy. I hope the other guy loses. I'm just in it because this guy likes anime. So shout out to the anime guy. Hope he wins. But that's the end of our show. What is this? It's 2 hours long. 2 hours long. Not too crazy. Not too crazy. Not too crazy. So, Marcus, any last words? Go. Or end the podcast. You know, last words, final thoughts, anything. You know what I'm saying? Share with the peoples. My bad.
Just think before you do things. Don't judge a book by its cover. And don't let these One Piece niggas take over. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Coming from a Naruto, that's kind of crazy.
I love One Piece.
Reginald?
Yuta should have been the MC of JJK.
Bro. Niggas don't want to talk
That's
about it.
That's it.
But no, not really.
No, not really.
But
the movie.
Real quick
Zero.
though, I can just see why they just don't have him as MC.
Well, Geji said he was supposed to be the
OG
antagonist. He's supposed to be the Duro antagonist to Yuji. That's what he said he kind of originally wanted to do too.
But they said they not really messing with it.
Yuji would have looked like a Make-A-Wish kid trying to keep up with Yuta. I was like, that's so true. Especially early on, Yuta mastered his shit mad quick. He was ready.
He's nice.
It took Yuji a minute, so I was like, yeah, that's kind of true. Like Yuji would have faded into the background, like, and if Yuta was like how kind of like Megami is to that, like Yuta would have been. Yuta's already him. He barely in the story.
Nah, he is. They mentioned him in that one episode. They was like, yo, somebody else from the squad went up somewhere else. That was Yuta.
They didn't meet him, but they talked about. I'm talking about like overall. Like, I'm sure he's in it like more like sooner, like after season 2 and onward. I'm pretty sure, but like he's not in it like as much.
24/7.
Yeah.
Feel you.
I like that. That movie made me like him more than Yuji, and I'd seen 24 episodes. Yuji versus that movie.
That movie is straight. I think I fell asleep on that one too. I think that started my falling asleep arc for movies, if I'm being honest.
Wake up, Mr.
Nah, bro, these movies be kind of boring. I might need to though. Nah, chill. I stayed up for all of Barbie and Oppenheimer.
As you should.
Yeah. You know what? Fuck Barbie. But I like Barbie. Fuck Barbie. Bro, I have such a love-hate relationship with Barbie, bro. You gotta see it. You gotta see it. Yo, if you see it, you'll understand where I'm coming from. It's like Barbie is good, but Barbie, it's also like fuck Barbie, but it's good. But it's also like fuck Barbie. Okay. Like you just have to see it. When you see it, you'll be like, all right, I get where he's coming from.
Is it? It's still in theaters, or it's about to be out on digital, bro?
It's probably still in theater. It came out like 2 weeks ago. I know that Oppenheimer's still in theaters.
That's 2 weeks. That's 2 weeks. I feel like it's been longer. I do want to see them. I might just wait at this point.
Nah, just watch Oppie, bro. Oppenheimer's good. Robert Downey Jr. killed that shit.
They're missing IMAX, so I don't know. I might have to just.
Oppie? Yeah.
My dad was like, "Yo, you trying to watch Oppenheimer?" And I thought to myself in the back of my,
That's crazy. The sex scene, that's crazy. Yo.
I'm not trying to.
That's
Hey, wait, hold on.
crazy.
Yo, all right, look, I'm gonna spoil it for like 2 seconds, right? Well, I mean, it's history, but all right. So Florence Pugh is in the movie, right? Beautiful, beautiful woman. Honestly, she might take over Scarlett Johansson for me. Honestly, I'm kind of happy that Scarlett Johansson isn't in there, cause Florence, beautiful woman, right? So Api got finished having sex, right? Florence got, you know what I'm saying? She got the heavies, right? So my nigga Oppenheimer done piping her down and has dress shoes on, smoking a cigarette. And I'm like, Angelica, he has dress shoes on. And he just got finished having sex. Like, what the fuck?
They ready, never gotta get ready, nigga. You know?
That's that lore, bro. For some reason they know that in history and we don't. I don't know.
I'm saying.
Christopher Nolan noticed. He don't do nothing back.
Eyewitness accounts, bro.
Bro, he had dress shoes on and he just got finished. He has them shits on with his legs crossed so you can't see his freaking ding dong, and he's smoking a cigarette. One of them long like 50s, 40s cigarettes. Like one of them long shit.
He definitely did that shit too. That really happened. I 100% believe it. I'm telling you, bro, that's an eyewitness account.
Bro, that shit, I literally had it. I was dead. Nah, oh man, bro, we're supposed to be editing this shit. I'm telling so many stories. All right, and then this is my other story, right? Then I'm gonna give my last words. So boom, so I'm in this 3-hour movie, right? There's this girl in front of me, right? I'm not gonna say anything else because I would sound raciste, so I'm not gonna say anything, right? But there's this girl in front of me, right? And she was on the phone on Snapchat for 3 hours. I kid you not, on Snapchat for 3 hours. I'll go up to Angelica. I'm like, yo, Angelica, look, I hope whoever she's talking to has the best penis in her life. This is a 3-hour fucking movie, and she's just been on her phone the whole fucking 3 hours. Like, I was getting pissed off. She dead ass. Every 2 seconds, I see a Snapchat notification. Swipe up, do a little notification, send her message, done, right? 2 seconds later, swipe up. And then I think I said it loud enough so the girl turned around and looked at me, right? So then she started being like a little aggravated. So I started getting a little pissed off. Like, bruh, if she don't like just relax. So then she started leaning on my knees and shit. I'm like, bruh, I'm about to freaking just kick the fuck out of her chair so she never does it again. Then there's some little ass girl talking in the back of me. I was like, Angelica, look, if I was, you know, born and raised in North New Jersey, I promise you I would have turned around and told them girls to shut the fuck up. Because they was talking a little too much. My nigga Oppie was over here getting his bars off, talking about some shit. And these girls are like, yeah, so the other day I was at school, I want to be like, bitch, if you don't shut the fuck up, I'm trying to watch the movie. So, yeah.
So you would have been in the right because that's disrespectful to audiences.
It is.
Like, I don't give a fuck about your school, nigga. Shut the fuck up.
I didn't care about the one girl over here talking to a freaking homie on Snapchat. I didn't care about the girl on back of me talking about. I didn't give a fuck about any of that shit. I just wanted to watch the movie. That's it. It's crazy how I had more interruptions in that movie than I did for Barbie. And Barbie had more little kids in it. And that's not a little kid's movie. So yeah, that's... Yeah. So so my closing thoughts for this episode is episode 19, right? Yo, thank y'all for listening. Greatly appreciate it. Fun fact, this podcast is a year old. You know what I'm saying? My baby is growing up. I remember it was the days where Narvezo and I would do this podcast and then we wouldn't do it for like 3 weeks. And then 3 weeks turned into a month. And a month turned into 2 months. And then now we're here. So you know what I'm saying? And then along the way, we added along, you know what I'm saying, Marcus, Malcolm, and Quint. So, you know what I'm saying, we're growing. The Furious 5, the Fatal 5, anything with 5 people in it. Yeah. We're growing. And, you know what I'm saying, year 2, want to grow even more, do even more big stuff. Like I said, the goal for next year is to have a panel at DreamCon. That's the goal right now. So I'm gonna need everybody to like this up, share it, subscribe, all the good stuff. And yeah, hold it down. And I'll see y'all in the next episode of the Couch Podcast. I forgot the name for a second because I was about to cough. Deuces, peace, and 1.